But what is it specifically about Drake that everyone hates?
They say rich baby daddy. It's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy. Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian.
So all of his streams and the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucian.
Hey, what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Icon Got You, a.k.a. the voice of the casual, a.k.a. Mr. Leather on Butt. And today, man, we got something to talk about. As y'all saw from the beginning, that was an interview that Kanye West had did with The Download. And in the interview, there were some particular comments that I had heard. And it was when he had said that Drake has a machine behind him. And I said, Drake has a machine behind him? What are you talking about? And I'm intrigued. Let me think. Like, what are you talking about? Then he said, Drake has Lucian Grainge. And I said, Lucian Grainge? I've heard this name before. And then he said UMG. And then I also remember Drake just signed the deal with UMG. So then I started to dig a little deeper into it. And I realized, what if Drake, and I know that we throw around the word industry plant a lot, but what if Drake is not an industry plant, but what if Drake is not as an organic artist as we may think? Like, as we look to him and see him as, like, what if he's not? Like, there's so many levels to everything that goes on with, like, the whole career of Drake. Like, I had to really think about it, like, from the Lil Wayne thing to Young Money to Kanye West. There is so many different factors that have played a part, is more what I'm saying. It played a part in basically Drake getting to the levels of his height that he has achieved right now. So I want y'all to really just
sit back, relax, and man, just enjoy this little presentation that I'm putting together for y'all to just show, is Drake an industry plant? We're gonna figure it out today. It's your boy Icon Got You, and sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yo, it's crazy because growing up, I had this OG. He used to always tell me that life was like chess, man. Yo, just imagine your life like a chessboard. And you know why most people lose at chess? It's not because they not seeing the moves. It's not because they not, making calculated decisions, doing what they gotta do. Most people lose because they don't really know the pieces on the chessboard. I told him I never could understand what he was talking about. I think I'm starting to understand a little bit. I just had to learn the game. Thanks, OG. I guess one thing I really truly learned was never lose sight of the king.
What we gonna do right here is go back. Way back. Back into time. Yeah.
So before we could really get into the whole overall, is Drake an industry plant, we need to understand a lot of these key players that are involved in everything. You feel me? Understanding who's on the chessboard. So Drake is also known as Aubrey Drake Graham, known professionally as Drake, is a Canadian rapper, singer, songwriter, actor, and entrepreneur. Born on October 24th, 1986 in Toronto, Canada, Drake rose to fame with his role as Jimmy Brooks on the television series Degrassi, The Next Generation. He then transitioned into music.
Ashley Kerwin.
You say it's simple, it's who you want to be. Look in the mirror, you are what you see.
Dang!
Greg song.
We're like a no talent contest. You say it's simple, but aren't your wings tied? Tell the truth, why do you have to hide?
Look, me and the mic, we coexist. My flow is a glass box with no exits, and you can observe why you trapped in it. Took my lady's track and I sprinkled some rap in it. They telling me lies.
What's wrong with being someone else? No shame and living life that way.
They're like, please tell us your reality, Jay. We can't fathom how I feel to be forever confined. My mother always told me what to do with my best foot, so to this day you know that it is never behind. And metaphorically, I'm ahead of the rest, and proud of the fact that I've accomplished that. And every time I say that I can do it myself in the same breath, I want.
Yo, this is just a quick side note. I don't know if y'all seen her face, man. I never realized Ashley's a hater. She was hating on your boy Wheelchair Jimmy. Just saying.
Proud of the fact that I've accomplished that. And every time I say that I can do it myself in the same breath, I wonder where my accomplice at. It's like, tell me anything but the truth, cause I don't really know if I can take it now.
He then transitioned into music, releasing several critically acclaimed mixtapes and albums. And these are just to name a few. He had Room for Improvement in 2006, Comeback Season in 2007, So Far Gone in 2009. And then these mixtapes, particularly So Far Gone, garnered significant attention and helped establish his reputation in the hip-hop community. His subsequent albums have consistently topped charts and earned him numerous awards, solidifying his status as one of the best-selling artists of the 21st century. Now, it introduces Lil Wayne.
Be somebody. Be something more than what you see in the mirror. Let the world be your mirror. Don't let them judge you, because the mirror can't judge you. You judge what you see in the mirror.
Lil Wayne was the original dude who signed Drake, but let's give y'all a little backstory on Lil Wayne, also known as Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., also known as the motherfucking GOAT. Don't debate me. Wheezy F baby, and the F is for your opinion. Known professionally as Lil Wayne, is an American rapper, singer, songwriter, record executive, and actor. Born on September 27, 1982 in New Orleans, Louisiana, Lil Wayne gained recognition as a member of the Hot Boys and later became one of the most influential figures in hip-hop. He released several successful mixtapes and albums leading up to the Carter 3 in 2008. So now remember, I brought up the Carter 3 because that is a crucial album in here, okay? So now remember the Carter 3. Just remember that album. Remember the Carter 3. So now these mixtapes that Wayne has in his catalog are The Block is Hot in 1999, Lights Out in 2000, 500 Degrees 2002, Dedication with DJ Drama in 2005. These are all mixtapes. I just want this to be preference. These are all mixtapes. Then he has Dedication 2 with DJ Drama in 2006. Dedication 3 with DJ Drama in 2008. And now that leads us into the Carter 3 in 2008, late 2008. So I'm going to preface this by saying Wayne was the biggest rapper at this time when Drake, when he signed him. Wayne was one of the hottest rappers in the game. He also had Young Money. He had Young Money. So now I always want people to say, now I want you guys also now to remember Young Money. So remember, now we have two key points that we have in this whole thing. We have the Carter 3 and we have Young Money. So Young Money had a good roster at the time, and at this time also Wayne was the hottest rapper. We can argue this was a hottest rapper at this time. 2008, that was Wayne's year. That was Wayne's year. So now you're wondering, why do I bring up all of this? This is more to say Drake was under Wayne as the protege, and Wayne co-signing Drake was just one of the pillars that propelled him to where he's at right now. Without that Wayne cosign, can we really say that Drake reaches even some of the rooms that he gets into? Does Drake get with the Trey songs? Does Drake get with the? And I know also we also have to remember Mob Ties. That's another one. We have to remember Mob Ties. Don't forget about Mob Ties. That's another one but they're gonna come in a little bit later in the story. They're here now, but they're more involved later in the story. So now you're asking, Wayne was signed to Republic at this time, and Republic is under UMG. So now that introduces Lucian Grainge into this equation with Drake. So who is Lucian Grainge? Lucian Grainge is a British music executive who currently serves as a chairman and CEO of Universal Music Group. Born on February 29th, 1960 in Paris, France, Grainge has been a driving force behind the success of numerous artists and has played a pivotal role in shaping the contemporary music landscape. In addition to his collaboration with Drake, Grainge has also formed significant business relationships with other industry titans, including P. Diddy. Grainge's strategic partnerships and innovative approaches have helped him shape the careers of countless artists and contributed to the Universal Music Group status as one of the largest companies in the world. So now you're probably wondering, why do I introduce Lucian Grainge? Lucian Grainge is introduced because of this Wayne cosign. So Lucian Grainge already now has an eye on Drake at this time, and this is around 2006 to 2008. So like 2006 to 2008. You could really say 2007 because it was more around when comeback season, because comeback season was more. So yeah, you could really more say 2007. So now let's fast forward a little bit. So now we're going back to the Carter 3. The Carter 3 was a commercial and critical success, propelling Lil Wayne to mainstream fame and solidifying his reputation as one of the greatest rappers of his generation. These mixtapes and albums played a crucial role in shaping both Drake and Lil Wayne's careers, showcasing their talents and paving the way for their subsequent successes in the music industry. And now y'all probably are wondering, why does he keep talking about the Carter 3? So now the reason why I keep bringing up the Carter 3 is because when the Carter 3 dropped, this is around the time of file sharing. So I don't know if you guys remember what file sharing is. So it's just basically when people were basically just pirating music. In layman's terms, people were just pirating music. It was time, things like Napstar was one of the biggest ones. There was LimeWire, Wireshare, eDonkey 2000. The list goes on. It was a bunch of them. So people were just downloading people's music for real. They weren't really, this is like the beginning of people really not buying albums like anymore in the store, because you could just download it straight to your computer. So now with Wayne, even though people were file sharing his thing, his album kept getting leaked. It was multiple leaks. It was because the album was supposed to be dropped in 2007, around 2007, 2008. It was supposed to drop in late 2007. And they had to keep pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back because of multiple leaks. But then what Wayne did was he transitioned those leaks into the mixtapes, which was dope, which I thought was a chess move. Wayne did a chess move. And now, fast forward just a little bit, now Wayne's album drops. And when Wayne's album dropped, remember, the album was dropped exclusively on streaming services such as Facebook, MySpace, and also iTunes. And remember, I don't know if anybody remembers iTunes. In the beginning, when iPhone first dropped, you had to directly, in order to get music directly to your phone, once upon a time, you had to plug your phone into like iTunes in your computer and everything and download it straight from the computer to your phone. then that's when they finally released the album where you could buy it on iTunes exclusively, the Carter 3, all exclusively. You could have got it exclusively on iTunes. So now fast forward, and then that's when Wayne had the astronomical numbers of 423,000 first day, and then 1.5 million first week, and then the rest was history. So now reintroduce Young Money. The reason we're reintroducing Young Money is because Wayne is arguably the hottest rapper at this time after dropping the Carter 3. So Wayne, instead of versus focusing on his career, was starting to focus on the rollout of his artists, such as particular names of Drake, Nicki Minaj, and Tyga. Yes, he did have his daughter signed. Yes, he had Gutta Gutta. He had all these different acts. He had Little Twist, I believe. He had all these different acts, but at the end of the day, those were like his big three hitters. Like, those were his big three hitters. It was Tyga, Drake, and Nicki. Those were, we could say, the most commercially successful artists aside from Wayne. So now the reason why I bring up this Young Money roster is because this is around 2009, and this is crucial because Wayne went to jail in 2010. He went to jail on March 8th, 2010. And this day was a crucial day because this allowed Drake to start taking off, in a sense, because that was when in 2010 Drake now just drops Thank Me Later, and then between like 2010 and 2012 Drake drops Thank Me Later and Take Care. And two great albums keeps Wayne's name alive while he's still in jail, keeping Wayne relevant to when he comes home. And then on top of that, remember, Wayne didn't drop the Carter 4 because he was in contract disputes with Birdman over alleged money that was owed. So now you're probably wondering, like, what am I just rambling on and on and on about some of this stuff? So bear with me real quick. So now we just got to think. From 2010 now to 2019, just think about Drake's run. He had Thank Me Later, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, If You're Reading This It's Too Late, What a Time to Be Alive, Views, More Life, Scorpion, and Care Package. Doesn't this format sound a little familiar? And then we could even go look at some of the mixtape, like that's mixtapes and everything. Like, I'm just saying. But doesn't this format look a little familiar? Just saying. So now, if we go fast forward, not even fast forward, now if we go back into the time when Lil Wayne is going through these contract disputes and everything, he finally ends up dropping the Carter 4, and it sells great. And this is the other thing. I know that we keep seeing this Drake and everything. We see Drake and we see Wayne. But there are other players, key players, that we're missing here. Because they tried to make Wayne so many times. The problem was that gun charge. So now you're probably wondering, what is he talking about? They tried to remake Wayne a few times. And now Drake is probably, I don't know if y'all have ever watched Dragon Ball Z and have seen Cell. So I don't know how you remember, Cell had the first form, then he has his next form, then he has his next form, it's like the final form. It's same like with Frieza. Frieza has like multiple forms. Like, but Cell in particular, I want to focus on with Cell, because when he absorbs the androids, I don't know if this is like any of my anime heads who watch Dragon Ball Z. If you know, you know. Once he absorbs the androids, he becomes into that final form, and then that's when he comes to his complete thing, and so on. So now I want you basically to think of this industry, this big multi-million dollar industry plan. So just think about it. They've done it before. They've tried it with P. Diddy, all in the videos, all on the records.
When we went out to New York to do the Source Awards, and Mr. Knight went on stage, and he's in New York City, and we all know Puffy's from New York City.
Any artists out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record. dancing, come to death row.
Next thing you know, who was next? They tried it with P. Diddy. They tried it with 50 Cent. They tried it with Jay-Z. They tried it with Kanye West. They've tried this numerous times. And then also Lil Wayne. The problem was, what do all these guys that I've named have in common that Drake doesn't? Like, what all these guys, even a DMX, don't forget DMX and Jay-Z, they've tried to make this bigger than life artist numerous of times, but a lot of these artists all have one common factor. They all got an ill blemish. Just one of the illest blemishes on their record. P. Diddy, it was with the J-Lo situation and the whole thing. He has mad other stuff, but that one in particular was like one of the biggest, like one of the bigger ones and everything. Why they was really like, oh, nah, we really can't mess with you. We could give you money with these endorsement deals. And if you want to learn more about P. Diddy, I've covered him multiple times on my channel. If you want to go back and go check out some of that. So now, if you want, and now we go even look at a DMX, self-explanatory. I mean, I'm just saying, DMX was robbing people. DMX was doing all types of crazy stuff, but DMX made good music, so that was undeniable. DMX, you could say, one of the best. He was arguably one of the best-selling rappers at Def Jam if Jay-Z doesn't shelf him, because you know Jay-Z is a shrewd operator, but that's another story for another day.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Now look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z had the stabbing situation. Jay-Z had a couple things going on. Then he had the Beyonce, the cheating thing. Had a couple blemishes where they were like, damn, we could rock with you, but people aren't gonna forget these things. Now, who else was there that I named? I said DMX. I said Lil Wayne. This gun charge, this whole thing. Can't do it. Can't use you. Pac. I'll even could go as far as Pac. Even Pac can't use you. Rape allegation, all this other stuff, can't use you. And then they kill him off anyway, but that's another story for another day. Just saying. So overall, they have tried to, my more overall point was, they have tried to make what we see here as a Drake, which is the finished product of this multi-platinum artist that we can just make a bigger than life figure and everything. And then once we make him this bigger than life figure, people are just gonna fall into, he could drop whatever, and whatever he says will be law. It's to a point where the artist is worshipped like a god. Is more where it's like a different tier of artists. Like I always say, yes, there's superstars, and then there's that megastar artist. Like Michael Jackson was a megastar. There's only a few artists that really achieved that level. 50 Cent was a megastar. Lil Wayne was a megastar. And then they get knocked back down after you don't stay that though. Drake is the phenomenon. Drake is the phenomenon. We could say Kanye West was, and even Kanye West. I even say with Kanye West, I almost forgot about him. With Kanye West, the reason he couldn't make it is because when you look at it, he had the Taylor Swift incident, the paparazzi stuff. Look at Trump, the Trump comments. Need I say more about Kanye, why they couldn't make Kanye the mega face that they wanted to? But there was once upon a time, Kanye was the top selling artist in the world. Let's not forget. I mean, well, let me not say in the word. I don't know if it was a word. Don't quote me on that. Well, Kanye was just the top selling artist. So he was just the top selling artist. That's factual. Overall, I say this all to say they have many a times tried to make a Drake, but have failed because of blemishes just more on the record. Drake doesn't have those blemishes. What can you say? He had a kid with a porn star. But other than that, what scandals do you know of Drake being caught in? Oh, they said he got into a little bar fight with Chris Brown. But they put that all on Chris. They said Drake, they more just said Drake was there and their entourages. It was just the entourage got into it. But Other than that, what other thing could you really say? Like, damn, Drake is just this. Like, come on, it's not really nothing crazy. One thing I'll say, one talent that Drake has is he has a great talent at being a chameleon. I call Drake the chameleon of the game. And what I mean by the chameleon is not just that Drake can hop on so many different songs and make it his own. Like, for example, do y'all remember Cha Cha Slide, like, and then Hotline Bling? Everybody, there was like, if anybody really talks about it, people still to this day think that that is Drake's song, not realizing that he remade a different song that somebody else made, and that was like the Drake effect that he had, and that was also somebody else's effect. The Lil Wayne hopping on everybody's thing, taking their shit, making it his. Just saying, Jay-Z did it. Jay-Z, Debo, Joe Budden took his shit, made it his, to a point where people forgot that Joe Budden was the original one who made the song. So it's just more to say, like, okay, cool. Now you look at all that from that perspective, and then Drake also has a good ability to flip the narrative, aka the Meek Mill situation, aka the only one he really lost, and even in that one he didn't lose. Well, he did lose the rap beef, but ultimately in the eyes of the people, the fans, they can't hate him. Like, they love to see Drake and his son. Like, they love seeing this shit. So now just to see all of that is just actually like, wow, Drake has withstood a lot of the things that would have took a different rapper and they would have folded. So that's one thing where I gotta say, yo, kudos, like, point Drake, because not many people can do that, and that I think is a skill in itself. But the reason why I say why people don't understand why Drake is such a chameleon is from the first point I introduced about Drake in the beginning. This nigga is an actor. Drake been doing this acting shit. Drake had us believing he was Wheelchair Jimmy. Now he got us believing this persona that they put out for him, this Drake persona. And now this is the persona that they have cultivated into what Drake is now. And now this is where, in turn, again, now enters Lucian Grainge. Because I don't know if y'all realize there's something that Drake and Lucian have in common. And I'm going to see if y'all can figure out what it is. Did you get it yet? If you haven't, they're both Jewish. They're both Jewish. Now, when you think about it from this perspective, they're both Jewish. Kanye West on Drink Champs had said some anti-Semitic comments. I don't know if y'all remember, and I'll play the clip just to give some people some highlight and context into what I'm talking about.
Shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up about, you shut the fuck up about Michael.
Right.
I'm Michael now.
Right,
Every Michael you can think of, but mostly Godfather Michael now.
All right, I want to be careful with this subject because...
Wait a second, but tell me, could you even really run this interview? Because Mav didn't run my interview.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They blocked me out. The Jewish media blocked me out. This shit lit, right? I'm lit, right? I'm lit. Where is a black guy that has a Jewish person signed to him? Point it out. Tell me that. Where is a black person that's signed to a Jewish person? All of them. Basically 90% of them. First of all, people have owned the black voice, whether it's through us wearing a Ralph Lauren shirt, or it's all of us being signed to a record label, or having a Jewish manager, or being signed to a Jewish basketball team, or doing a movie on a Jewish platform like Disney. With me and Jay, with our culture, with the darker Jews. First of all, because you got
it just happens when anybody start talking deep.
Okay.
Yeah,
with the darker Jews, the possible way that I could have won, that I'm a win. The only possible way is for me to early on call out the Jewish media this early, right? Because they'll play nice with you.
Now, the reason why I played that clip is to show that Kanye has said before some anti-Semitic comments. Then they were focused on the anti-Semitic part of it. That's what they were focused on. They were saying he said these anti-Semitic things and this and that. That was the whole narrative being portrayed around this. But what if Kanye was alluding to Lucian Grainge and Drake the whole time? Basically saying that, hey, the reason why your favorite rapper is popping is because this person allows it. This is, if you want to, they could basically make a rapper pop. So when rappers flop, it's just because either you not doing what you're supposed to, or you just really must be trash. But most of the time, artists could make a artist popping. They've done it. It's just saying. I'm just saying they can feed you. They can. They can literally make an artist now. Like, it is to a point where an artist is like a Build-A-Bear. You can make an art. You can build an artist from scratch. Literally, you can build an artist. You could build them a story, a cover story. You could build them a fake life. You could build them everything. Literally, they like literally damn near feels like wipe the whole person's original existence off the internet. Is how crazy it is now in this day. But now, why is Drake being one of the top selling artists something crazy? So I don't know if y'all remember years ago when AI music was being introduced, right? So this AI has been, I don't know if many know, AI has been around for years. AI has been around for almost like a decade. AI has been around. It wasn't as efficient as it is now. So why is this AI? Why am I bringing up AI? So now think about, and I'm not saying that this is manufactured beef, but when when AI music first got introduced, now think about, now follow me. I just make sure y'all tracking me. Make sure y'all tracking. I hope y'all tracking. So AI music got taken down. Literally, they were taking it down left and right. If they heard a song that was AI generated, it was getting a copyright strike and it was getting taken down. So fast forward now years later, UMG strikes a deal with I believe it was Microsoft for the rights to use the AI, but they strike up a deal for the rights to use the AI. They strike this deal, and it's an exclusive deal with UMG for basically the AI and the person's likeness and everything, and using the AI. Now, fast forward to this Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. So now with Drake and Kendrick Lamar, it's crazy because when you look, Drake has introduced a couple of AI generated tracks, like the one with the Pac and Snoop Dogg. And it's to a point where, this is just my running theory, the music industry is trying to normalize AI music. There's another bigger, deeper conspiracy in this. I feel like the music industry is trying to basically normalize AI music so that now, in the times of, remember when I just said the Build-A-Bear and build an artist, now all that time that an artist would normally have to spend in the studio trying to craft their next hit, they can just AI generate a hit and now more focus on the artist. Maybe now go to more interviews, more FaceTime, more cultivating the image of the artist versus actually cultivating the music and actually curating talent. So now it's a whole bigger thing. And then if you look at it, I'll even show a screenshot of this is just a random website that you can make an AI, that you could generate an AI. Just look at who is the top used AI voice. You want to guess who it is? So overall, I say all this to say, man, is Drake an industry plant? I really want y'all to make y'all's observations and y'all suggestions from this video after hearing all the information that I have given to you. Do you think there's any merit to it? Do you think that there's any truth? I allow you guys to use your minds and honestly come to your own conclusions. Debate me in the comment section what you think about this. Man, I actually had a lot of fun really making this video. This has been pretty dope. Definitely look forward to making more content like this in the future. But like y'all already know, man, it's your boy Icon Got You, aka the voice of the casual, aka Mr. Leather on Butt. But until next time, man, always be you and never be afraid to reinvent yourself. And I'm out. Yo, it's crazy because growing up, I had this OG. He used to always tell me that life was like chess, man. Yo, just imagine your life like a chessboard. And you know why most people lose at chess? It's not because they not seeing the moves. It's not because they not, making calculated decisions, doing what they gotta do. Most people lose because they don't really know the pieces on the chessboard. I told him I never could understand what he was talking about. I think I'm starting to understand a little bit. I just had to learn the game. Thanks, OG. I guess one thing I really truly learned was never lose sight of the king.